Hello and welcome to my channel. It's Monica from Crafting with Quilling and I hope you have absolutely fabulous day. I'm very excited to share with you the project I created using Rinea foiled paper, and today we're going to make autumn photo frames. If you're interested and if you like this project, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. So we're going to need a new foiled paper called Merlot. We're also going to need marigold and emerald foiled paper, copper and gold, ruby and mocha. And for this project I use both the plain color and the starstruck as well, just to give this project more interest and variety. So first we need 6 panels using Merlot foiled paper measuring 11.5 by 15.5 centimeters. Then we need black card. I would suggest at least 250 GSM measuring 17.5 by 24 centimeters. We also need a scoreboard, and we're going to score 1 centimeter. And then we're going to rotate our black card 180 degrees and score 1 centimeter again. On the other side, we are going to score 1 centimeter and 12.5 centimeter. And that will create a really nice pocket for our photo. We can put our scoreboard away and take a rectangle cutting die measuring 10.5 by 14.5 centimeter. I'm using a washi tape here just to make sure the die doesn't move when we put it through the cutting machine. And that's how it looks like at the moment. And now we need to burnish all the score lines. You can use your fingers, a bone folder or scoring tool, whichever works for you. Just make sure you take your time with those thin strips here, because it might be a little bit tricky, but it is definitely worth to burnish all the score lines before we start sticking all the flaps. And then when all the score lines are burnished, we need a scissors and we're going to create flaps. When you use your scissors, just make sure you don't go over the scoring lines, because we don't need to cut to the die cut here, because that will ruin our project. So just take your time when you do this step. So as you can see, we've got 2 flaps on the sides, on the left, on the right, and 1 at the top here. Now we're going to check if our Merlot rectangles fit inside. Now we are going to use a pencil and draw a leaf shape. I would suggest you check online whichever leaf shapes you like and draw any that you want. I'm using a craft knife to cut the shape out. I think this works much better than using scissors. And whenever you use a craft knife, I suggest you either do it on a self-healing mat or a glass mat. I prefer self-healing mat. And that's how my leaf looks like, and my photo frame here in a leaf shape. And now you can see all the other leaves I created. I chose different shapes just to give my project more interest. And I can use those die cut leaves for another project. Now we're going to stick our frame here. I am going to use liquid glue, and I think that works the best. But if you prefer to use double-sided tape, just feel free to do it. No problem at all. Whatever you choose, whichever adhesive, I just suggest that you take your time doing it. And if your liquid glue goes over the fold paper, that is not a problem. You can always use a tissue or your finger just to get rid of it, like I'm doing here. That's fine. And now you can see all my frames here. I wonder which one you like the most. And now we're going to stick the flaps together to create our pocket. This process might take like 2 minutes. If you want, you can put something flat and heavy on top, like acrylic block. And now we're going to use marigold, emerald, copper, gold, ruby and mocha to create leaves for the project. You can use any leaves cutting that you have at home. They don't have to be exactly the same I'm using here, whichever works for you. Just make sure you've got a variety of colors and they go in autumn themed shapes and colors. And now I'm putting all the leaves randomly, and I am thinking about creating really nice composition here, but you can definitely play with the colors and shapes as well. I think this part was the most fun here. I absolutely loved it, and every single frame was completely different. The fold paper has absolutely amazing shine, so when you use it and the light hits it, oh, it's so beautiful. If you haven't used the Rinea fold paper before, I really suggest, because it is much stronger than the paper and the shapes really hold their shape, so to say. It doesn't really move. And that's how all the frames look like. So we're nearly ready for our next step, which I think will be the most tricky, because you have to choose your favorite photos or the photos you really like. And I think that'll be a really great project for someone's birthday present or maybe a thank you gift. Now we're going to attach a ribbon on the other side. So I'm trying to put 3 frames together just to make sure they will go really well here. And for this part I chose very thin ribbon. You can use any ribbon you have at home, and I wanted to make sure that the space between the frames is even. I'm using liquid glue to attach the ribbon. You can use double-sided tape as well, but with the liquid glue I would suggest to wait at least 10 minutes before the glue dries. And liquid glue is really strong, so it will definitely hold the frames. And I actually hung my frames on the wall, and liquid glue works really well. So that's how they look like. And now I'm putting the photos I took in Cardiff some time ago, and I think these photos work really nice for this project, especially all the colors here. If you create this project, I will absolutely love to see your creation. Please leave a link down below so I can see and admire and comment on your beautiful creation. And now I'm just going to close the top flap and tie a knot at the top, and one of our photo frame set is done. And now you can see how it looks like. And now the second one. If you really like this project, I really hope you will give it a go. It's so much fun to make and it is very easy. I hope you really enjoy this video. Thank you for watching. Happy crafting. I have to say that I'm in Rinea design team, and in the link down below you can see other projects I created using Rinea fold paper. Have a good day and happy crafting!